It's Daniel Bloody Mayhem right here with Isaac De Jesus. Isaac, we're T-minus 5 days and counting.
Yup.
Tachi Palace Fights 3. Isaac De Jesus versus Nam Phan. I want to talk a little bit about your training, your cutting weight, preparation for this fight.
Everything pretty much is the same except for my mental focus. I've done a lot of things a little bit different. I kind of cleared my mind of a lot of things and just been focusing on one thing, man, and that's winning. And so far, it's done a lot for me. The weight is never really anything different. I always do the same stuff. It's 45, so the last 2 or 3 pounds are going to be hell. But I kind of had a good diet, up until this point. So now I'm just going to start cutting all the water away. So I don't got too much weight to cut. So weight's good. Training is just always intense. Been doing a lot of stuff, mainly with boxing and a lot of just conditioning, cardio stuff. I always come in my fights well conditioned. I'm not really worried about my conditioning. I'm just worried about making sure I go in there, and everything that I throw is going to be hurting. So a lot of power stuff right now.
Well, you're 8-1.
Yes, sir, 8-1.
8-1. I mean, you're fighting, Brandon Vischer, Nam Phan. I mean, these big names are coming up at you. You consider yourself one of those big names now? Where do you see yourself right now in the MMA world?
Me personally, I see myself as a contender. I see myself as somebody who should not be used as a stepping stone for anybody. That might be different from what other people think, but I'm no joke. I'm no walk-in fighter who's just going to go in there and fill in a card, man. I'm a champion, I take this sport serious. This is my life. This is not something that I do as a fashion, which most people today are doing right now. Fighting is, everyone wants to be a fighter. I'm one of those real people that actually is a fighter. I live for the sport and I die for the sport. That's really mainly what I got to say on that.
I mean, you've been studying a lot of tapes. I know Nam Phan also fought your fellow teammate, Billy Evangelista. I mean, did you watch that fight and other fights, or how you prepare for him?
You know what? To be honest with you, for this fight, that's the only fight I really watched was him and Billy. And that was a while ago. When Billy actually did fight him. That's when I watched it. I watched it one more time a little while ago, but Nam's a good fighter. I don't expect him to come in the same. I expect him to do things differently, so I didn't want to go and watch something that I know is not going to be the same person that's going to step in that cage on the 4th. I'm more or less just worrying about myself right now. I prepare for fighters as a fight, not really as a person. I don't want to go in there thinking, he does this, and this, and one fight, and then I go in there and he does something different. So mainly, video-wise, I don't really watch too much on him. I haven't really studied him. I figure he's a good fighter. He's a tough guy. He's gonna go in there and fight, and I just prepared myself for a battle, man, and for a war. So I watched a little bit, but nothing to study him. Like if I was in school or nothing, man. I just worrying about myself right now.
This is for the Tachi Palace 145-pound championship bout. It's their first bout they're going to be giving out as a new promotion. Do you prepare differently because it's a title fight, or you look at it, butterflies are different, or?
You know what? Usually for a couple fights, about this time, I might get a little butterflies here and there. But again, I worried a lot about focusing on this fight. No distractions, nothing. I have no nerves in me. Shit, if I could, I would fight this Saturday. I'd fight tomorrow. You know what I mean? If that was the day. I'm more than ready. No butterflies, no nothing. I hope he's ready. Title fight, yeah, you train a little bit different cardio-wise, but everything's the same. Technique-wise, everything that I'm gonna have to do to prepare myself for that day is gonna be the same as all the other ones. Just cardio is different because 5-minute rounds. You wanna always train for the worst case scenario that it lasts 25 minutes. I highly doubt that it's gonna last past the second round. But hopefully not even past the first round, so I can go home and relax. So. But no crazy preparations because it's a title fight. Just cardio and mental focus. Going in there with a clear mind, clear conscience, and ready to bang. Just ready to bang.
Well, it definitely seems like it's going to be a hometown crowd. You're obviously from Stockton, but you've been down here in the Fresno area for a while. The fights are in Lemoore. Nam Phan's not from this area. Do you think that's going to play a big difference, or are the fans going to be kind of neutral, you think?
I highly doubt my fans are going to be neutral, man. I got my crowd from Stockton coming. Who cares if it's a 2.5 hour drive, man? My people are going to be here. I've built great fans here in Fresno as well, so I'm going to have all my people from Fresno here. It really depends on who he has coming, you know. I know that my crowd's going to be there, and I know I always have a big crowd at all my fights. Motivation-wise, I blank myself out from the crowd until afterwards, you know, so I'm not really going to be focused on how many people are there cheering my name on, you know. I'm just more or less concentrated on the fight. But I know my crowd's going to be there, you know, especially it's pretty local, and then I got, you know, all my Fresno fans. I don't know if Nam's bringing his people or not, or, you know, how many fans he really even has in general. So I guess we're just going to have to find out on the 4th, you know.
All right, now turning it a little bit into the direction of the promotion itself. This Tachi Palace Fights third show. They started in September. You know, obviously they've had the history of the PFC and the WC there. What do you think about the promotion and the card they actually put together? Because it seems pretty well stacked this time around.
Yeah, you know, I think, in my own opinion, I've been to a lot of the Palace Fights. This is, in my opinion, the best card they put together, back from PFC to the Tachi Palace fighting now. The promotion's cool, man. I've always wanted to fight for the Palace, you know. They've always had a great reputation. You know, I've been training in Fresno, and they're the big guys around here, so I know I've always been interested in doing a Palace fight, you know. I haven't fought for them yet, so I can't really specifically say, you know, how things are, you know, running and everything like that, and how smooth things are. I'll know after the fight, you know. But up until this point, you know, Jeremy and Richard, you know, they haven't been difficult or nothing like that. They've been good guys, real cooperative. Everything's been flowing nice, you know. The card's obviously stacked. I mean, everyone's seen the posters and seen the flyers and all that good stuff. They know that, you know, there's going to be great fighters on there. You know, we got Cole's fighting. You know, Cole's a great guy. We got Zoila, you know, she's going to be banging. We got Dominic Robinson's going to be banging. Anthony Ruiz, you know, we got a lot of local guys here that I know have a good crowd and that are very talented fighters. So, yeah, this is a stacked card, man, and again, it's an honor to fight for the Palace, you know. So, but I'll know definitely promotion-wise, you know, after the fight. But so far, so good. You know, they've been good people, man. I've enjoyed dealing with them so far.
Well, I'm definitely excited as a fan to go see this card. Not only your fight, but like you mentioned, you know, Zoila's fight, Anthony Ruiz's fight, Dominic Robinson's on there, Cole Escovedo with Bedard, that's going to be a badass fight. Michael McDonald's going to be on the card, you know.
I forgot about that one. Yeah,
little youngster just turned 19. Shit's going to be a really good card, so hopefully it stays intact and everything goes through and see how it goes. But I know you got to go and cut some more weight.
Yeah.
Any words of advice you'd like to give Nam Phan before we sign off?
Man, just bring it, you know, just bring it. You know, we're entertainers, so let's entertain the crowd and let's bang, man, because I know I'm going to come in there trying to take your head off, so let's make it exciting, man. Just bring your A game, because I'm going to bring mine. It's Isaac De Jesus. You're watching this on Bloody Mayhem.